Namaste to all of my community gathered here. Today, as we gather in this expansive digital realm, a space full of both promise and threat, my heart is imbued with a mixture of sadness and determination. The unfolding of the most recent events in India, namely the raids and arrests of brave and respected journalists, many of them are friends, and now this expose on certain Hindutva forces in America and their well-orchestrated strategy to compromise fair and democratic processes right here in this country indeed casts a shadow. This is not a revelation for many of us who have been witnessing the covert and overt manipulations over the past decade and longer. The treachery and viciousness of the Hindu right is hardly a surprise to us. I choose to focus my remarks today by speaking as a Hindu to Hindus. My primary concern isn't merely about those orchestrating these shameful and unscrupulous maneuvers. It's about us, the broader Hindu community, and our predisposition to be swayed by such distortions. I am so saddened that my community is taken in by this trickery and falls into these traps. We are willfully blind to the atrocities taking place all around us, atrocities taking place in our name as Hindus. First and foremost, we urgently need to open our eyes and hearts to rediscover the virtue of thinking critically. As the world around us becomes increasingly convoluted, our ability to discern truth from falsehood becomes paramount. This isn't just about countering falsehood, it's about preserving the integrity of our beliefs and our community. The narratives peddled to us would have us believe we are oppressed victims, whereas in reality, we are part of a community that holds substantial power, both in numbers and influence. We should own this power and use it for the good. We belong to a tradition celebrated for its wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual depth. So I ask, when did we start mistaking the shadows for the substance? Our Hindu faith and gloriously diverse traditions, rooted in such a rich variety of scripture, story, and teachings, is not a static doctrine, but a dynamic guide for life. It's a beacon that illuminates our path in the darkest of times. Our Bhakti saints, for instance, they weren't just spiritual leaders, they were societal reformers. They were social justice warriors. They taught us to embrace diversity, to challenge bigotry, to instill kindness in our young ones, and to stand alongside those that are the most marginalized, the most oppressed. Embodying these values is not a deviation or an addition to Hinduism. It is the very essence of it. It's part of its lived experience, its heritage, our heritage. It's the practice of doing Hinduism, making it an active, vibrant, and compassionate force in our everyday lives. It's our sadhana. I reflect on a saying from my family. If our gold is bad, how can we blame the jeweler for the bad jewel? This isn't just a call for introspection, but a reminder that the foundation of any belief, any community, lies within its members. Our strength, our values, and our direction are determined by what we cultivate within. While the Hindu right has honed the art of manipulation, of lies, the responsibility rests with us to think for ourselves and act righteously. The wisdom from our texts, like the Rig Veda, beckons us. Let noble thoughts come from all directions. The Bhagavad Gita speaks of authenticity. It's better to follow one's own dharma imperfectly than another's dharma perfectly. In essence, think and act for yourself. While we may be imperfect Hindus and imperfect humans, let us all strive to be compassionate ones, active ones, alert ones, who think for ourselves and live the values that truly represent our shared humanity. Let's journey on this path together, united in our commitment to cherish and live these ideals in our daily lives, all of us. The first step is to wake up and smell the coffee. Thank you, and Jai Siya Ram.